Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here with vinyl video number 12, brought to you this week by Gringo Bandito Hot Sauce, made by our favorite molecular biologist Dexter Holland, who also happens to be in a band called Offspring. Anyways, I'm going to start off with a BC related item here. It's Derek Higgins' Miss Realities. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. This has been shown several times already on the VC. I do prefer it over his recent keyboard based stuff. This is a guitar driven album, and it spans quite a few years, which is really quite amazing because it really all ties in together very well. I enjoyed the album a lot. There's a couple of songs that are, you could say, are kind of rudimentary. I mean, I remember, it's been like a month since I've heard this, but I remember one song in particular. There's a guitar, and it's just him plucking the strings, ding, 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 ding. But overall, I enjoyed the album. It's really good. This album isn't related to the VC, but someone in the VC turned me on to this band. It's Mark 108. I'm sorry, Mark 108. It's a band called Hills. This is Master Sleeps. This is the reissue, apparently. It's on Rocket Records. This is the insert that came in. Very simple. It just says the titles of the songs. This is it's on Rocket Records, one of my favorite record labels. This is a kind of a, I don't know. It's similar to Nod, the band I like, but it's not as abrasive at all. It's a little more polished. It's not as hard on the ears, I guess you could say. But it's really, they get into a groove, and I liked it a lot. Really good album, and I want to thank you for recommending it. Next one. This album just starts right off the bat. This is kind of going back to my theme of 90s albums that I want to pick up. I have on CD, but I don't have on vinyl. There's this album, and the one that came before this one, Independent Worm Saloon. That's one of my favorite Butthole Surfers albums. But this one here, I never really gave it a fair listen. And last night I listened to it 3 times all the way through, and I like this album a lot. Really good album. Apparently Capitol Records thought the cover was a little too abrasive, and I guess it was eventually banned. And they even referred to the band as the Butthole Surfers. They have major labels for you. And a little cute puppy there on the back. It's a 3-sided double album, custom labels, and that's what's playing right now. This is first song on side 1, Birds. Next song's Cough Syrup, and then the third song is one, I think it's their only top 40 hit, Pepper. Anyway, the custom labels. There's a label. I'm still not good at showing these. And I don't know if I mentioned it's on Capitol Records. Some grabbing somebody's ass. And on the third side, it's an etching by T.B. Hayes. Let's see if we can catch it. Oh, come on. There we go. You can't really tell, but yeah, it's the etched. Now another band started in 76. The last, I think I have their first 8 albums or 7 albums, I'm not sure. The last one I had bought was, well, I know I have Pleasant Dreams and I have Subterranean Jungle, but I didn't have this one. The Ramones, Too Tough to Die. Final Potato recommended this album. Said it's a really good album. And I like it. I still think the best songs on Subterranean Jungle are better than the best songs on this, but overall this is a pretty even album. It's got some really good songs. Mama's Boy, Durango 95 is a instrumental, which is pretty cool. Howling at the Moon, and there's 2 other songs on here. Have a little bit of keyboard. Kind of dates the album a little bit, but I like the album a lot. Danger Zone, and there was one other song on here that I really like and I don't recall now. It might be Chasing the Night. Anyways, good album. People say it's a return to form, back to their earlier stuff. It's heavier than some of and it's not as pop oriented as some of their other albums. This is the lyric sheet. Really deep lyrics on this one. On Sire Records, of course. The next records are all records I got at my local record store, the Record Jungle. First one I found, this is my first Moby Grape. Moby Grape 69. Now the album is on 2i Columbia, and it's in such great condition. I didn't even bother listening to it at the store. I mean, this thing's immaculate. But when I did listen to it, I was really surprised. I was expecting something like their debut album, and this is not really psych at all. It's more of the country rock of Poco or Flying Burrito Brothers. Well, not quite like that. Some bird songs, and it's a good album. It's just not the psych album I was expecting. I'm still looking for their debut. Next one is King Curtis on Atco. This came out in 1970. It's got 10 songs on here, 5 covers, 5 originals. It's got Get Ready. It's got Bridge Over Troubled Water, and I'm going, man, what is that going to sound like? And actually, it's not a bad version. It's pretty good. But one of my favorite songs on here is Floating. It's an original by him, and it's a real light, real smooth, jazzy. Really, that's a good song. Overall, it's a pretty funky, mostly instrumental, some background on Atco Records. Next one is Holland by the Beach Boys. Now this album, I guess a lot of people from like the earlier Beach Boys stuff, they don't like their early 70s stuff. Some of it's kind of goofy, but some of it's good. And this album, it's not a bad album. It starts out with Sail on Sailor, really good song. And then the next song is a Dennis Wilson song, I believe. Yeah, Steamboat. And then it's got a long, like 10-minute California Saga, it's called. It's pretty good. Overall, it's not as upbeat as their early stuff. Some of the songs are slower, a little more, it's not as cheery as some of their earlier stuff. And this is it's a white label promo in really excellent shape. on Reprise. I like the album. I mean, if I find Surf's Up, I'll probably get that one too. Although that has some goofy songs on it. It has that one song about take care of your feet, if I remember right. Now the next album, it's an album I never really paid much attention to when it came out. It's Rolling Stones. It's got the single Harlem Shuffle on there. It's what's the name of the album? Dirty, I can't even read it. Anyways, Dirty Works, yeah. I always thought this was the album, you know, the album cover was a red album cover. And I've always seen pictures of, you know, this picture where they're all wearing bright yellow, blue, and green, like this typical 70s colors, you know, the yuppie stuff. And apparently the shrink wrap it's red, and underneath you can see the blue. See that? So it's on red shrink wrap, which is kind of cool. It's got the hype sticker, and it comes on a sleeve, and it's got a comic on the other, comic strip on the other side. Custom labels. Picture of the band. I'm not going to do a review. I've only heard the album. This is the first time I've ever heard this album. I listened to the whole album once, and I went ahead and listened to side 2 again. This is that Butthole Surfers song that was a top 40 hit for them. I think most people, oh yeah, I know that song. Yeah, the Butthole Surfers, they played them on the radio. Anyways, the first song is one hit to the body, or one hit. Really good rock song. I mean, edgy. The drums are real loud. The next song is Fight, same thing. A really good hard rock, edgy song. Third song is the single Harlem Shuffle. It's a little slower of a tempo, lighter than the first two, but it's a good song. It's a cover song, and I think this is the first time they had a single that was a cover for quite some time, as far as I know. After that is Hold Back. That's another kind of a hard rock, edgier song. It's not quite as good as the first two, but Mick Jagger's vocals are really rough in this thing. I mean, really, it's really, I like the vocals in it a lot. The final song is Too Rude. It's kind of a reggae dub song, and it's sung by Keith Richards. And I don't know, it's okay, but it seems like they're a little late on this boat, you know. I mean, the Clash were doing this type of stuff 8 years ago, you know. Side 2 starts off with Winning Ugly. It's kind of a groove-oriented type song. It's not really, I don't know, you know, the Rolling Stones, a lot of their songs are just these grooves. They're not really, especially in their later 70s period. It really has a really good bass line, though. It's got guitar, it's got backing vocals. It's not really a great song. The next one is Back to Zero, which it's out of all the songs, it's got that 80s sound more than any of the others. It's another groove-oriented song, and I think it's the weakest song so far that I've heard, you know. But if you're listening to this on a CD, the first 4 songs are pretty good, and then these next 3, I think they definitely take a step back. The next one is Dirty Work, which is the name of the album. It's another rocker, and again the drums seem really loud. And by this time, what I was noticing about the drums, it's a really simple drum beat. I mean, not that Charlie Watts was a drum virtuoso, but it's just like, and it just sounded not what I was used to. The next song is Had It With You. It's another rocker. It's very generic. It's got a really interesting break though at the 2-minute point. Almost sounds like Midnight Rambler for 10 seconds. It's pretty interesting. Then the final song is Sleep Tonight, another song with Keith's vocals. And this almost seems like a song dedicated to tweakers or something. It's a pretty weird song, you know. You gotta get some sleep tonight, you know. Quit tweaking, you know. You've been up 3 days straight. And then there is a hidden track, a little piano thing by Ian Stewart. I guess he had just passed away. I think it's Key to the Highway. Like they threw that on there. Anyways, the album starts out real good. It kind of fades off. Side 1's way better than side 2. Let's put it that way. And that's all I got today. Take care, guys and gals.